Hey everyone, it's Nathus, and I'm here with another all foil The Last Winter booster kit opening from SolForge Fusion. So overall, I've opened really well out of my Kickstarter product. I feel like my foil boosters have not been as strong as some of my others. I feel like I've seen, again, a lot of duplicates between decks. Like, I think all three of my Tempest decks have started with an Artist Butcher, and I think two of them have had a Patroller. Multiple have had the Bartok as well. So, again, like, notice a lot of grouping in just general booster display opening right now, but it's still very fun. I'm having a really good time. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, like, oh man, like these decks aren't as good as I would like. But overall, like I'm the kind of person who just loves variety when I open stuff. So we got an Alloyan Patroller, an Alloyan Sage, Arrogant Hacker, Citadel Scavenger, Metasite, Palladium Pulse Mage, Prepared Guide, Progressive Prophet, Renewal, Seal of Invalon, and a Crux Cobalt with Mind Wipe, Unify, and Shattered Psyche. So with this list, I just really always enjoy Palladium Pulse Mage. There's no real way to make minions or low-powered creatures or extra plays to really take advantage of getting multiple things out on board to really take advantage of that Pulse Mage. But you could Metasite something really strong and then Pulse Mage it away. So that could be really nice. Prepared is cool too, because if you have a board state with multiple ready or activate creatures, being able to play your Palladium Pulse Mage or activate your Palladium Pulse Mage, play your Prepared Guide, and then activate it again could be strong. Alloyan Sage, I feel like it's got to live through the deck cycle, but if it does, being able to upgrade cards, play them for free is always pretty nice. We do have Renewal as well, which readies cards. So I feel like this deck would pair very well with something that wants to ready a million times. If this deck had a determined choice at level 2 or 3, I would be immediately playing this with a ton of Mantis Forge Seal just for the sake of being able to ready multiple times. So if only, because I would have played that in the competitive list 100%. But still very cool. Double ready is always nice. All right. Let's see the next list. We'll go Tempest. Open another Butcher. Well, I guess I revealed the back by mistake. Try from the bottom. Especially with the package being this hard to open, it's just there's such a risk of damaging cards. Like I think one of the other butchers I opened specifically, I think I might have like dinged it slightly trying to get this open. I know in one of my I opened a foil deck in one of my other videos, and that also like immediately bent. So I feel like the foil cards are a little bit less strong in terms of like their borders and stuff. But when you have to sit here and like rip a pack open and hope that you could get it open without like necessarily like cutting it, and maybe I do have to just move to using like a knife or something going forward, just because like I feel like I'm doing more damage to the cards just trying to get this little flap open than I am if I were to like slightly stick a knife under it. So maybe I'll move to that in future openings, but we'll see. But I will always advocate for that pull tab, or even in Kickstarter when there was a seam in the middle and you could just rip it open by the seam. So we got an Artist the Butcher, Ardent Crasher, Burnout, Echoing Hawk Rider, Everflame Spirit. So when your creature in your lanes is destroyed, reanimate its lower version. That's pretty sick. I don't think I've opened one of these yet. Fleet Brawler, Fleet Stonefist, Stone Skin, Stout Warstoker, Vigilant Carrier, and a Sunder. Reclaim, Outwit, and Summon the Swarm. I feel like out of this whole deck, the thing I'm most excited about is Everflame Spirit, being able to have something die and reanimate. Um, there's a couple ways to potentially give Artist the Butcher additional attack, but not enough to really take advantage of it. The Vigilant Gale Carrier, like Vigilance ability, I don't like as much. So we got Brawler to remove. We've got Stone Skin to remove. We've got Burnout to really pump the board. I guess the cool part could be if you play a Butcher in the Everflame Spirit lane, kill it off of a battle, and then you could basically reanimate the lower version and battle again. So I think that's the cool synergy here. Otherwise, the Stout Warstoker or the Fleetstone Fist are both they're cards. Nothing that I would actively seek out. All right, let's move to our Utera, starting with the Bartok. I wonder if there'll be an Uprising Leaf. I forget the name of the dinosaur, but that or Elysian Shard is probably what we will see. Or Sharpplate Behemoth as well. I feel like we've been seeing a lot of those. We're starting with an Arrogant Bartok. Carnivorous Taro, that's a good sign. Druid's Chant, that's another good sign. An Inspirited card, and it's a Decayasaur too. So it's nice. So far this is a pretty solid list to start. There is the Lycian Shard though, as expected. Shaman's Channeling. Spiky Raptor. Stout Lotus. Utera Forebear, and a Venerable Druid. And this is paired with a Nova with Bounty, Crimson Thorn, and United as One. So we still got our signature Elysian Shard, but we finally hit an Inspirited card and a Taro with a couple of ways to life gain. So in this list, the only spirit natively in here is a Utera Forebear, which is not a horrible card because you could basically play your Inspirited Decayasaur, reanimate your Forebear, buff something else, and when it dies, you could then get another buff. So that's interesting, but your spirit synergy, such as your Shaman's Channeling, is not really going to activate very often. Spiky Raptor is not bad because hopefully that'll kill something before damage, so then you can push a bunch of damage there. Druid's always a great card to see because it can make Oak Fathers out of cycles 2 and 3 and potentially replace a threat with a level 2 Oak Father that you make. And then Lycian Shard, maybe again, this card could be like incredible, and I'll be eventually thrilled that I opened so many. But giving something breakthrough is nice. It's level gated though in terms of what you give breakthrough, but getting additional attacks is always good too. But there's not really enough life gain for that Taro, just the Druid's Chant. But an Inspirited card, I'm happy I at least opened one. And maybe if we open some really good spirits out of that Necreum list, that would just be a no-brainer in terms of the sealed pool. All right. Going into our last deck from this kit. We have an Abyssal Skeleton, Brood Devourer, Corpus Cliffs, Covetous Bloodlord, Graveborn Caller, Infernal Ritual, Malicious Drake, Spirit Reaver, Spiteful Amoeba, Varix Embrace, with a Nyx Nekia with Loyal Beyond Death, Nyx's Rebellion, and Raising Dead. So we got Corpus Cliff, Graveborn Caller, which again, I feel like are not as high impact as I would like. That being said, being able to play a Brute, potentially give it plus 10 the turn you play it with the Corpus Cliffs that you're destroying, could be interesting. Infernal Ritual is a great limited card, but I feel like there's not enough in this list to really justify, like, wow, I want to play this list in competitive. The Brood Devourer could be interesting by destroying your Corpus Cliffs to destroy a creature, because Corpus Cliffs, I think, otherwise is not going to be super impactful in this list. But you have a couple things that care about when they're destroyed. You can either do something to damage one of their opponent's creatures, or you can potentially give a creature attack on your end. Overall, though, I feel like there's not enough in this list to push a lot of damage, so I would probably play that Utera list that I opened with that Tempest list. I think would be kind of the big draw out of this pool. But Infernal Ritual might be good enough to say, hey, I'm just going to force this in limited. But once you get to Constructed, it's still a great card, but I feel like you need like a better support cast to really benefit off of it. So thanks for tuning in to this booster kit opening. I have one more foil booster kit out of this display, so we'll see if there's anything crazy in that. But what would you pair out of this kit? So what do you think would be the right fuse to play if you were playing in sealed? Let me know in the comments. But thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time for my last foil booster kit opening.